Opening day of competition continues here in Aberdeen, Scotland. 2024 Rogue Invitational making its way across the Atlantic inside P&J Live. And we are set for the third event for the Strongman, the Inver Challenge, presented by Yeti. I'm Sean Woodland with Kristen Rhodes and Lauren Chalet. This is going to be a fun one to watch. Anytime you have stones on the floor, you have a primal test of strength.
Yeah, and we've got some fantastic stone lifters that are going to take part in this contest. This is exciting. Traditional test of strength hood. Stones versus man, man versus stone. Who can lift these 5 stones ranging from 275 pounds all the way up to 420 as fast as possible.
Overall standings coming into this event, Mitchell Hooper leads with 18 points. He's 3 up on Tom Evans, who's coming off an event win in grip and press. Evan Singleton, the T-Rex, currently sits in 3rd place, but he's only a half point up on Matthew Ragg and Hafthor Bjornsson after his 1st place finish in event number 1. Took 10th in event number 2, make that 9th. And he moves down the leaderboard, 5th place overall, 6 points back. The order the competitors will go in will be reverse of the standings, so Tristan Hoath will be first and Mitch Hooper will be last. And Mitch Hooper is doing what he does. Hasn't won an event, but hasn't finished outside the top 3.
Yeah, Mitch doing exactly what he does well. He executes and he keeps putting the points on the board and applying the pressure to the rest of the athletes. Perfect start. He's not been maximum points, but 9 points in each of the first 2 events is where he wants to be.
Chris, in the Inver Challenge, if you're going to get through this quickly, you really have to be technically perfect throughout the whole thing.
Right, yeah, you definitely have to be able to get that stone, pick it up, and get it to those barrels quickly. You have athletes have 5 stones to lift as fast as possible.
Join us for the Inver Challenge, Inver Strongman.
Well, anytime you have an event with stones, you got to watch the king of the stones, Tom Stoltman.
Yeah, Tom Stoltman is a fantastic stone lifter, and he does have experience lifting these stones. A few years ago, we saw him very, very quick time on these stones. He's going to be one of the favorites for sure.
Now, Tristan Hoath will be up first.
Tristan needs to put some points on the board. He needs to really get himself into this contest.
Starting off with that 275-pound stone.
No problem at all.
And out of 300, and now you take a big jump up to 365 pounds.
That really is a huge jump. It's going to be a shock to the system going through suddenly that 65 jump, but no problem there for Tristan.
And now to 400 pounds. What are the keys to good stone lifting here?
So, stone lifting is, especially natural stone lifting like this, it's all about hand strength, back power, and just making sure you get everything right to get that pickup off the floor up to the lap as efficient as possible. We know once it's up to the lap, these guys will load these, but getting it from the floor to the lap as easily as possible, you save energy for then to try and this second phase of this where you've got to load it. Hand strength, so important. We're seeing that his hands are slipping. Needs to really clamp those fingers into the stone. Unlike an Atlas stone, when they've got tacky on the hands, you can spread your fingers. These stones, your fingers need to be clamped together, digging into the stone as hard as possible, trying to create some kind of connection there and not allow them to slip as you drive up.
Tristan was doing a decent job of using that barrel to kind of counterbalance him and give him something to sort of bounce that stone off of as he tried to keep it into his lap, but still expended a lot of energy on that initial effort.
Yeah, I mean, this is 400 pounds. 182.5 kilos, massive weight. We're almost used to seeing people lift these type of weights with Atlas stones almost comfortably because the tacky makes such a big difference. But you take that away, much, much different challenge, isn't it?
It's definitely, and you can see their forearms and their grip is just slipping. Without that tacky to stick you to the stone, it's definitely much harder.
And these stones are very rough. They're going to start cutting up the forearms. It gets painful.
Well, Tristan Hoath gets through the 365-pound stone.
See?
Look at his arms
Look at his
there. You can
arms.
see the forearms cut up. The
Those are-
skin is missing now from his forearms. That's Strongman. He was so good through the first few stones, really efficient there, nice load. But this jump up to the 400 just became too much.
He did a really good job of getting it to his lap, but as you mentioned, the grip just wasn't there and then.
See a good shot there of the forearm. Look at that skin that's missing. These are not smooth stones.
No.
It's almost like having your forearm against sandpaper. Sounds fun, right?
Not at all.
That's exactly what it's like.
I'm just thinking that's going to sting like the Dickens when he gets like the soap and the water on it later.
And you will see some athletes that tape their forearms, but other athletes like the feel of their skin against the stone. They just feel more comfortable like that.
They can give it a more personal goodbye as they're trying to lift that. Pavlo Kordiyaka.
A giant CrossFitter. He's in such fantastic shape. He is really a great athlete. Just cleaning that stone off, maybe.
10 seconds.
I kind of like the unicorn socks. Look at those things.
Yeah, he's got some fancy socks going on there. That seems to be a thing now. Athletes are going for the socks.
And Kordiyaka is ready. 275 is no problem. Now to 300. 136 kilos, that's not a problem. Now to 365 pounds, 166 kilos, making quick work of that.
So good through those first three. I'm surprised he didn't try and get straight on to the fourth. But obviously, he's thinking this 400 pounds needs a bit more respect. He needs to get that tacky towel.
This is where Tristan Hoath got stopped.
Okay, let's take a look at this, because the first three were very easy. It's a
Nice job getting into his lap. And
Excellent
400
job.
good for Kordiyaka as he'll move now to 400, 20 pounds, 190 kilos.
That was a really, really good lift there.
It's definitely a different technique to use the tacky towel on the stone. We haven't seen that yet.
Absolutely. Now, interestingly, this is only a 20-pound jump, so not a huge jump from the last few. Should be able to do this now.
Has it to the lap, has it up.
Buzzer.
Hit the buzzer, Pavlo.
Buzzer.
120 for Pavlo Kordiyaka.
And you know what? I think he could have been so much quicker.
Yeah.
You know, he really took his time, and maybe that was the right thing to do.
I think he doubted his ability on the 400.
I agree with you. Yeah. Obviously, he's never touched these stones before.
With the way that he walked away from that stone, I thought, okay, maybe he's just going to call it and not waste the effort, but
the first three were so easy.
He looked really good on that one.
And sometimes when you're in that, you know, you're having to go up first, you've got to take a risk. But this could pay off, you know, if no one else gets all five.
Well, he needs to score points. Pavlo coming in 9th place overall, just 4 total points after a 10th and an 8th. And now Luke Stoltman, who comes in 8th place overall.
First of our Scots.
Let's bring in Kiki Dixon down on the competition floor.
For a stone event, and then with a big old smile across his face, he said, the Rogue Invitational is so much better here in Scotland than America because everyone in Scotland loves strength. I think it's safe to say he's happy to be on his home turf. Understandable.
And earlier today when he took the floor for the first time, probably got the loudest ovation that we heard for any athlete here.
I've got to say the Scottish fans love Strongman as well. Thanks to Luke and his brother Tom, they've really brought the popularity, and fans love watching them.
And I have not been involved in this sport as long as you have, Loz, but one of the first things I noticed about Luke Stoltman is what a great ambassador he is with the fans. Staying after competitions, at the Arnold Classic, signing autographs, taking pictures.
Yeah, Luke's from a time, you know, back when we were competing in front of no one. So to be in an arena like this, to have this many screaming fans cheering his name, wanting him to lift well, it means a lot to these athletes.
He's made quick work of the first 3 stones, and now he's on to 400. 181 kilos for the Highland Oak.
All right, the Highland
Come on, Luke, let's get this.
Fast through those first 40 seconds.
Tristan, what are those towels doing?
Those towels are taking the dust off the stone, and they're helping him to stick just a little bit to those stones. So their hands, you know, they saw that their hands are slipping. It kind of gives them just a little bit of grip.
And now Luke has it to the lap.
There we go. Now, can he get this one in under 120? That's the time to beat. Pavlo Kordiyaka, 120.57. He needs to move if he wants to beat that. He's got 10 seconds.
420 is all that stands between Luke Stoltman and finishing this event.
I don't think he's going to beat Pavlo, but he'll be happy just to get the finish. Come on, Luke. So Pavlo's time is safe for now.
30 seconds remaining for Luke Stoltman.
Inside 30 to go, Stoltman doing everything he can to make sure that he's going to make this effort count.
420 pounds, massive, massive stone.
10 seconds.
Just can't seem to find the grip on it. And now running out of time. Luke Stoltman's going to get through 4 of the 5 stones. This is the 400-pound stone for Luke Stoltman.
So hard, because that stone's just trying to fall, and you've got to squeeze so hard to keep hold of it. Great lift, though.
Unable to get the 420 up to the top. But that should help Luke Stoltman's cause. Came in 8th place overall. And now Bobby Thompson, the American Nightmare, getting set for his run. 4th place in the deadlift at 925, and a 7th in grip and press. 10.5 points for Bobby.
Did you ever do stones with the tacky towel?
No, never.
No, never?
Never. I've done natural stones before.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed the tacky towel.
Right. Yeah, sometimes it gives you just that little bit.
I was actually better at natural stones than Atlas stones because my hands were strong. But you see, like with Luke just then, it was more the hands that gave way rather than the back. He's
Right.
such a good Atlas stone lifter.
And when your hands go, your forearms go, you just can't grip those things.
Thompson quickly through 275, now on to 300.
So Bobby's not renowned as a great stone lifter, so he's just focusing on one at a time here, making sure he gets a good connection off the floor. That's good. Needs to load.
365 for Thompson. He's got to get it over the lip, and he does.
Go.
Nice.
Now on to 400 pounds, 181 kilos for Bobby Thompson, 1:20 to go.
Come on, Bobby. So just using that tacky towel, like you said earlier, it just kind of puts a little bit of stickiness onto the hands, just makes it a tiny bit easier. It's not like tacky that you see in Atlas stones, where they slather it on.
Right. You just need that finger, that one finger to just barely stick.
Yes.
I mean, that can be all the difference.
Can he get this to the lap? I think he's going to leave it there.
That's the 1 minute mark. Still time.
This is good. He's trying to figure out a better way.
Set for success here on stone number 4.
So important as a strength athlete to use your head, figure things out, turn the stone, try a different way.
It's that adaptability we talked about, right? Just being able to adapt to whatever's
Very, very important.
Yeah.
400 pounds lifted by Bobby
Calling it.
Thompson.
And if it's too much, you have to go away and work harder.
Yep. The only way to get better is to what? Get stronger.
Absolutely.
Thompson continuing to battle with this 400-pound stone without 10 seconds remaining. And
And look at all their arms, they're just cheese grater.
Yeah.
All of them.
And it's going to be worse tonight when they kind of wash and they kind of get into the shower. It's going to sting so bad.
So bad.
You just got to shove it in there and get it over with.
They actually won't even feel it right now.
Yeah.
But later on, when the adrenaline's off and they get into the bath or the shower.
Just dunk it in the water and it's like ripping off a Band-Aid.
Bobby will be glad that one's out the way. Worst event for Bobby of the weekend. He's got some good events to come tomorrow. He needs to go home or go back to the hotel, regrip, get a good night's sleep, and come and battle hard tomorrow. Now here is a tremendous stone lifter. We talk about the wingspan, the arm length, the height. Everything is perfect for lifting stones.
You mentioned that wingspan is why he's known as the Albatross. Might be able to actually link his hands on some of these stones.
And we've seen Tom finish these stones before, so I'm expecting nothing different here. And a good run here could really put himself back in contention.
And he's done well in stone events at the Rogue Invitational. Tom Stoltman tied with Hafthor Bjornsson in points with 12, but Hafthor's got the tiebreak courtesy of that first place finish in event 1. Tom is only 1.5 points out of a spot inside the top 3.
Doesn't even put it up to his lap. Just lifts it off the floor and goes straight up onto the barrels.
No problem for him.
365 looked easy. Now onto 400.
Finally, he's forced to go to the lap, but still a very comfortable lift.
Let's go quick, come on.
And now plenty of time to beat Kordiyaka's time. 420 is good. And the king of the stones reigns here at the Rogue Invitational.
Fantastic.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic.
36.57 seconds. Give that man his crown now.
So good. Do you know what? He can go even faster as well. You can tell he was a little nervous, didn't want to make a mistake, and it's the right thing to do. But my goodness, every single one of those lifts was so easy.
We talked about earlier today how he feeds on confidence, how he's got to build that confidence. This has got to do wonders for that right now.
This is exactly what he needs. He needs to believe he's one of the best. He is one of the absolute best athletes on the planet, and that's going to do him a world of good.
Had to cut that celebration short to hit the buzzer.
We thought that could be an issue, and here's another man that can lift stones, the former king of the stones. He wants that crown back for himself.
Hafthor Bjornsson, if you missed it earlier today on the deadlift event, there was, for a second, it looked like he might be going for the world record. And then said that he wanted to be smart, take the event win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's still on the way back when it comes to the pressing. Maybe there's a little mental issue there. Obviously, when you're coming back from injury, it's always difficult. But we've seen some tremendous performances on everything else. He'll want to win this event. Even as good as Tom Stoltman was, Thor will believe he can be better.
Hafthor probably could have thrown that thing into the front row as easily as he picked it up. 300, no problem. Now to 365. That's good. 400 and 420 are all that remains for Hafthor Bjornsson.
Just like Tom, the first 3 didn't even go to the lap. The fourth doesn't go to the lap. He's got time for this. If he doesn't make a mistake, we may have a new... Wow!
Get out of here, Hafthor!
That was amazing.
27.34 seconds.
Wow.
He's reminding us how good he is at stone lifting. Not one single stone went to the lap. Every stone one motioned. Almost 10 seconds faster than Tom Stoltman. And we were super impressed with what Tom Stoltman did. Look at this. Straight up, gets his hands in position, no problem. I am in shock watching that.
And the most impressive thing, too, I think, was that he just went right to the buzzer. 27.34 seconds.
Tremendous, absolutely tremendous stone lifting.
There's no hesitation.
And he
knew
needed
what he had to
that.
do, and he executed. Yeah.
to get back in the battle with Mitch Hooper for first place. He wasn't that far out. I mean, it was only 6 points to start.
30 seconds.
So good.
Just back-to-back incredible performances from Tom Stoltman and Hafthor Bjornsson. And now Matthew Ragg, good luck following that.
Yes, you don't want to be the guy following probably the two best stone lifters in the world.
Pressure's on.
But Matt Ragg is a great athlete. We saw a fantastic lift in the deadlift. Loves lifting things from the floor.
Third place, or make it fourth place overall. He's only a half point behind Evan Singleton for third.
Let's see how he does.
The 7th Strongman coming out for the Inver challenge.
I mean, we've just been spoilt by the last two performances. Matthew Ragg, more human, coming to the lap with each stone. But this is one of the strongest men on the planet, I can promise you this.
Well, when Hafthor Bjornsson and Tom Stoltman make superhuman individuals look human, you know that's how impressive their performances were.
Come on.
Ragg is through 3. Now moves up to 400 pounds.
Can Matt get this up to his lap? I feel we've been spoiled, but just shows you how impressive those last two runs were. Because this is 400 pounds we're talking about. We're not talking about a little pebble. I know it was made to look that way.
Yeah, they made it look light, and it's not light.
45 seconds remain for Matthew Ragg. Got 2 stones remaining.
Come on, Matt Ragg. New Zealand's strongest man. 4th at World's Strongest Man this year. This is his first Invitational.
$15 seconds to go.
No.
He's not going to get it to budge. Matthew Ragg gets through the 365-pound stone. That leaves the top 3 men left to go here.
I'm not sure my heart could have taken it if Matt Ragg came out and
know.
beat Hafthor's time.
Yeah.
I mean, Thor's time beating Tom was insane, but definitely doesn't look like it's one of Matt's favorite events. Real powerhouse. He loved the deadlift. I'm sure we'll see some big performances tomorrow, but here is Evan Singleton. He's had a good contest so far, Evan has.
Yeah, back-to-back fourth-place finishes for Evan Singleton. Started off with 925-pound lift in the deadlift ladder. And then followed that up with another fourth-place finish in grip and press.
So you see the buckle is at the back there. That's one of the rules of this event. They're not allowed to have it at the front and rest the stone on the buckle to aid in the lifting. These athletes will try and come up with any tricks they can, and the referees are going to try and counteract that.
Making his second appearance at the Rogue Invitational. He was 4th place here last year. 3rd, the world's strongest man.
The last couple of years, he's really established himself as one of the best. He has won some fantastic contests. He's beaten Tom and Mitch Hooper before. He's a great athlete.
Here goes the T-Rex.
Looking good on the first 3.
Now 365 for Singleton's out. Now on to 400 pounds.
Singleton's not going to be worrying about Tom and Bjornsson, but he will have an eye on Pavlo Kordiyaka's time.
400 is up.
Now he's got plenty of time for this, nearly 50 seconds to get this stone done and secure himself another great result.
And as you mentioned, the key for him right now, where he is in the overall standing, just find a way to finish this, and you should remain inside the top 3.
He's got to keep his eye on the time. 120 will be the target he wants to beat. He's got 25 seconds to do that. He needs to pick this stone up now. Get it up to the lap, first try, come on. Getting frustrated. Come on, Evan.
So far, only 3 men have gotten through all 5 stones.
Now it's more about just the personal challenge of lifting this final stone. Pavlo Kordiyaka's time has come and gone, but Evan is an athlete that wants to prove he's capable every time. He wants to beat the event. 420 pounds. Let's get it up to your lap.
There goes. Oh, he had it, then it slipped. Just slipped out of his grip, but looked like he had the strength to make it happen. Well, 15 seconds to go.
Get those hands under. Really
Great
good
effort for Singleton.
Really good time through 4 as well. Should be good points. 2 athletes to go. So this is the 400-pound stone. Gets it up to the lap, adjusts the hands. He did well there. You could see it was just slipping, but he managed to fight it, drove those hips forwards. Unfortunately for Evan, the 420 a little too much on this occasion, but should still secure decent points.
Tom Evans up next, 2nd place overall, coming in only 3 points back of Mitchell Hooper for first.
And Evans, Thomas Evans has really performed well in these first 2 events. First event was the deadlift, where he secured a personal best lift. Second event, he takes the win in what is a stacked lineup. He's going to, you know, that momentum can drive you forward to overperform on weaker events. He's not renowned as an amazing stone lifter, but what he's done so far will fire him up. And he's got the advantage of watching what other people have done, you know. Lift that 365 fast, you get some points. If you can get the 400 fast, you're up there. And as we can see, if you can get all 5 in under 120, you're in the top 3.
Made his Rogue Invitational debut in 2023 when he took 7th overall. Here goes Tom Evans. Now under 300 pounds. Not a problem. Here's the first big jump up to 365 for Tom Evans.
What's going on there? Little pull on something. He's walking away. Is he coming back? No, I think he's done.
That's it.
Kind of look like his chest.
Yeah, something
like
pulled.
Like jump back on. Yeah.
Nothing serious, but as an athlete, you know straight away either it'll be cramp or a small pull somewhere.
Yeah.
And he knew straight away that, unfortunately for him, his attempt on those stones is over on this occasion.
Yeah, his reaction you could definitely see.
Let's see if we can maybe make out what happened to him here. He got through those first 2 stones.
Normally on something like this is your bicep, but I think Kristen's right. I think it was more in the chest.
1 minute.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it was maybe more of a pec situation.
With these stones, you're trying to squeeze through the biceps and the pec as well.
Right.
And it's easy for something to pull.
Now Mitch Hooper, your overall leader. Back-to-back 2nd place finishes. And for him, the key is here, just finish.
His eye, you know, Mitch wants to win everything. He's a competitor, but he'll have an eye on the top 3. He'll want to beat Pavlo Kordiyaka's 120 for sure, secure himself that top 3 position. Again, that consistency is what applies the pressure on the other athletes. It's going to be hard to beat the likes of Bjornsson and Stoltman, but he's a champion and he tries.
Well, the good news for Mitch Hooper is that coming into this event, he led both Tom Stoltman and Hafthor Bjornsson by 6 points.
Yeah. He's where he needs to be, and he knows what he needs to do. He'll want to finish all 5 without question. He'll be disappointed if he doesn't do that.
Here goes the Moose. Through 275 and now 300. 365, 166 kilos for Mitch Hooper. Up and onto the platform. Now to 400.
He's moving well through the first three. This is where it gets harder. 400 pounds. Mitch Hooper, no problem, and he's going quick.
And now to 420 for Mitch Hooper.
If he doesn't make a mistake, he could beat Tom Stoltman here, which would be perfect.
Got it to
for
his
the Canadian.
And Hooper's going to do it. Makes the touch on the buzzer. 31 seconds for Mitch Hooper. Good enough for another second place finish.
Wow.
Absolutely. He will be over the moon with that. We had some fantastic times. Hafthor Bjornsson, unbelievable.
Absolutely perfect run for Mitch Hooper, and you think back to the mistake he made on grip and press, makes up for it here with this effort.
It's rare we see this man make a mistake. It's always possible. But he was very smart. He didn't try in one motion. He was making sure he got the stone on the lap, get the hands in the right position, and execute perfectly. He did what he needed to do, and that was, again, the advantage. Getting to go last, you get to watch where the other athletes have been. Very good performance there from Mitch Hooper.
Mitch Hooper, 31.8 seconds, is going to finish second, but Hafthor Bjornsson, 27.34 seconds immediately after Tom Stoltman went 36.57.
Well, Tom Stoltman kind of got us off our seats. Hafthor Bjornsson, the way he went through every single stone, not one of those stones touched his lap, just shows how much of an incredible lifter that man is. 2 event wins for the Icelander, 3 second places for Mitch Hooper.
Let's take one more look at Hafthor Bjornsson's winning effort here.
Look at this, not one of these stones touches the lap, just straight up. Oh, that was probably the closest that got there. You see the other athletes where they sit down, adjust their hands. His hands are in the exact same position, he just lifts them from the floor. The tremendous pec strength, the arm strength, the hand strength, the back strength to do that. And that last stone, 420, didn't look any harder than the first.
Let's send it down to Kiki Dixon.
Thor, welcome to the Rogue Invitational. This is your first year competing in this event. What had you throwing your hat in the ring this year?
I'm super honored to be here. Rogue Invitational is obviously, one of the toughest and best competitions in the world currently. I'm just pleased to be here. I'm really happy to win here in the Inver stone event. I had to do well here since I had such a poor performance in the grip and press event. You win some, you lose some, but I'm here to fight till the end.
Well, you gave everyone a big reminder of who you are. Congratulations on your event win.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
The second win in 3 events for Hafthor Bjornsson.
Thank you so much.
But it's Mitch Hooper with now his 3rd straight second place finish. That will put him on top of the overall standing at the halfway point.
Yeah, Mitch exactly where he needs to be, but Hafthor's done himself a big favor there. After that poor result in the grip and press, he's pulled himself right back in to contention. He's got some great events to come tomorrow. It's not over. It's still all worth fighting for. And Tom Stoltman as well, also looking good after day 1.
And it always helps when you have your family on hand to watch you. So Hafthor Bjornsson, 2 wins in 3 events to wrap up day number 1 of the Strongman competition. We're not done here at the 2024 Rogue Invitational. Final event for the CrossFit athletes coming up next.